2023 was an outstanding year for video games. You probably have a favorite of the many quality titles that came out. One of mine was the long-awaited Baldur's Gate 3, delivering in nearly every aspect I was hoping for. I made 2 videos about it, I've compared playthroughs with friends, I've put hundreds of hours in that title. That game rocks. And yet, it was not my favorite gaming experience of 2023. You see, just before the year concluded, after I made my Slay the Princess video, I was talking with a fellow creator, and they asked if I played a game called Void Stranger. I had it wishlist on my Steam page after seeing its cool trailer. By their recommendation, I decided to finally buy the game and try it out. I must be living in the best timeline because Void Stranger is something else. In a year with insanely good games, with hype that has been built up for years, this little indie title quietly released on September 1st. And I think it deserves just as much credit as those big releases. That is a huge claim, but one I sincerely believe. At the time of this video's production, if you go on its Steam page, there are about 674 reviews for the game. This video is my attempt to help this game get the credit it deserves. It's not going to be for everyone, but for those who stick with it, you will have an experience that is worthy of a Game of the Year. But there is a caveat to this video. Void Stranger is fantastic, and I can't fully explain why. To talk about what makes the game so interesting is to spoil the trick, to rob you of the intended experience. It's no longer a journey into uncharted territory, but a tour conveyed a quarter as effectively. So here's how this video is gonna work. I'll give you a quick pitch, and if it sounds like your thing, I'll leave the Steam and the itch.io store links in the description of this video. Alright viewer, let's rock and roll. Void Stranger is a game about pushing blocks as you descend further into the abyss. Your motives for why start as a mystery that will blossom into an answer the further you go down. The game's controls are shown right when you boot it up here, arrow keys to move and the Z key to interact. Sounds easy enough. Right off the bat, the game's got this incredibly endearing art style reminiscent of titles on the original Game Boy. You can even change its color palette in the settings. I picked my favorite version of the original Pokemon games and was very happy with it. As you begin your descent on the second floor, you uncover the Strange Rod, the game's main traversal mechanic. This tool lets you pick up tiles and move them in empty sections. What makes this game so mechanically delightful is its initial simplicity and how it teaches you through play. The game's levels are opportunities to explore its rules and systems. The initial goal is to head toward the descending stairs to a lower level, but sometimes it's not that easy. There could be a switch something needs to stand on, or set up the perfect sequence to squeeze past a group of enemies, or even manipulating the level that creates a path to your goal. While the Strange Rod is useful, it is only as clever as its user. The position your character faces is where you can place a tile. That may sound like a really weird thing to hear, like, yeah, no duh, dude, but that's the logic you gotta remember if you're walking a narrow path and wondering why you can't just make a tile that could go right next to you. And right now, it's a great time to mention Void Stranger can be difficult. The game's look and level size may convince you that this will be a relaxing experience, coasting on the chiptune soundtrack and Game Boy nostalgia for good measure. Void Stranger will take that assumption and rotate it into a reality of burning fury, unchartable on the Scoville scale as profanities fall out of your mouth like your character into the abyss when you die. Like the smirking statues in some levels, there's a sinister playfulness the Void has in its layouts. Some levels will look like the easiest thing in the world, only to try it and realize you've been played. But sometimes they are. It's contradicting in the best and worst ways. As someone who has lightly dabbled in puzzle games, this title has led to some of the most frustrating play sessions in recent memory. When you get stuck on a particular floor, you'll feel like you're going insane. However, when you've been trying for 10 minutes, 30, an hour, hours, and it suddenly clicks, the answer is right in plain sight. There is a rush when you figure out the trick after sitting with it for so long, and those tricks can help you as you go further and further down. Positioning is essential in Void Stranger, and you'll start to use the other tiles to reposition so you're facing the direction you want to cast in. And then you'll start to pick up knowledge on other mechanics or tiles. Like ice. Because of their fragile construction, they break when you step on them, but since they last until you step off, they can be great for repositioning. You'll notice enemies only move when you do, some in only one axis, others in a few, and moving into a wall and hitting it can achieve the same thing. It's a slow but gradual mechanical revelation that makes the act of moving through the void such a triumph as you progress. Here's an example. On floor B129, there are 2 snakes, a caterpillar thing, a smirking statue, and a button. You need to defeat the enemies to get the monster statue to disappear, then get the smirking statue on the button. That statue can also kill enemies if they collide. But as you see with this layout, if I move the statue to the left, I don't have any tiles to reposition it back. It's going to be stuck there, and I can't get the snake on the top. I racked my brain around this puzzle for about 20 minutes, until, while I was playing, pressing buttons and hoping for the best, I accidentally found a solution. The lower snake moves horizontally, while the caterpillar moves vertically. So I trapped the snake onto the path of the caterpillar, did a little jig, and the 2 crossed paths and defeated each other. Then I picked up the button tile, positioned it near the last enemy, defeated the snake with the statue, and had a guaranteed way out. If you have the patience for the mental gymnastics this game can run you through, Void Stranger can offer some insanely satisfying gameplay if you're willing to indulge in its frustrations. A feeling the game's aware of on its store pages. In the included section, some features mentioned are a plethora of seemingly impossible puzzles, and several stages of frustration. That's a great pun. If you feel like you reached a wall, try putting it down and get some rest, then come back to it. This simple piece of advice actually got me through all the toughest puzzles. And now that I mention it, on the System Erasure website, in the press page, it mentions how the 2 developers' goals are to make games that are something else, and Void Stranger is certainly something else in the best way. This is as far as I can go without spoiling the experience. Void Stranger is a game that can be a lot. However, it's one that will give back plenty if you choose to stick with it. Let me put it like this. If you're a fan of Undertale, Doki Doki Literature Club, or Yoko Taro's work, Void Stranger might just be up your alley. I've been playing games for a while, like I'm sure you have. They can be captivating and dope and just plain fun. But they can also be predictable, a game you've played before, a tale that has been told time and time again. That magic of surprising you, like when you were a kid playing your favorite game for the first time, is hard to recapture, no matter its budget, scope, or talent in the booth. Void Stranger has done that for me. Its 2 developers have made something so sick that after seeing its credits at around the 20-hour mark, I'm still playing because it keeps surprising me. I don't know who's driving or where we're going, but I'm still on board to see where this crazy trip has taken us. Before I jump back into the void, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope this was fairly entertaining, and if you play Void Stranger, I hope it makes you feel the same way, if not better than it does for me. Have an awesome time. Take care of yourself, subscribe if you want to see more cool stuff, drink plenty of water, and I'll see you around.